Every morning you wake up, you're standing at the edge of two worlds, one of excuses and one of excellence. The next 30 days can rewrite your entire story if you choose discipline over doubt, focus over fear, and action over anxiety. Don't just wake up, rise up. Remind yourself you're not behind, you're being prepared. Every struggle, every delay, every closed door was never meant to stop you. It was meant to strengthen you. Speak power into your mornings. I am focused. I am chosen. I am unstoppable. The next 30 days aren't about motivation. They're about transformation. Because when you train your mind to believe in your greatness, your life begins to align with that belief. So, for the next 30 days, feed your faith. Wake up with purpose. Move with power. Speak with confidence. And remember, consistency creates clarity, and clarity builds destiny. This is your season to rise. Let's begin. Every day, life presents a choice to remain the same or to rise higher. Discipline is the invisible bridge between dreams and reality, while doubt is the silent destroyer that convinces you to stay where it's safe. When you choose discipline over doubt, you are choosing to believe in what you can't yet see. Discipline doesn't ask if you feel ready. It demands that you show up even when motivation fades. It's the quiet repetition of effort, the early mornings, the late nights, and the decisions no one applauds, but that build everything you've been praying for. Doubt, on the other hand, whispers that you're not enough, that it's too late, that you'll never get there. But when focus meets faith, even the loudest fears begin to lose their power. Focus over fear means tuning your vision to what matters most and refusing to be distracted by temporary setbacks or outside noise. Fear will always exist. It's part of the journey. But focus keeps you steady when uncertainty tries to shake you. It's the ability to keep your eyes fixed on the goal, even when everything around you looks impossible. Discipline builds strength, and focus sharpens direction. Together they form the foundation of success, growth, and inner peace. When you choose to act with discipline instead of reacting from doubt, you begin to take control of your story. You stop waiting for the perfect time because you realize that progress doesn't need perfection, it needs persistence. Every great achiever has walked through seasons of fear and uncertainty, but what set them apart was their decision to move forward anyway. They disciplined their minds to think beyond failure, to focus on possibilities instead of problems. Each day you must train your thoughts like a muscle, conditioning them to follow purpose instead of panic. When your focus is strong, fear loses its ability to paralyze. When your discipline is firm, doubt cannot deceive you. The small choices you make every day, waking up early, setting goals, staying consistent, are the tools that carve out your destiny. Choosing discipline over doubt also means saying no to temporary comfort. It's the ability to delay gratification, to sacrifice what's easy for what's eternal. Discipline is not punishment. It's preparation for greatness. It's the mindset that says, I may not be there yet, but I'm becoming. Focus strengthens that vision by reminding you why you started in the first place. Every time you stay disciplined, you're proving to yourself that you can be trusted with bigger blessings. Every time you push past fear, you're rewriting the script of limitation. The world may test your patience, circumstances may test your faith, but when you anchor yourself in discipline and keep your eyes on what truly matters, no obstacle can overpower you because your mind has already decided that giving up is not an option. Every setback carries a hidden lesson, a quiet preparation for something greater that your present eyes cannot yet see. When life knocks you down, it's easy to mistake the delay for denial, to assume that every obstacle is a sign that you failed. But in truth, setbacks are not punishments. They are divine setups for growth, strength, and maturity. Every closed door teaches resilience, every disappointment sharpens perspective, and every loss reveals what truly matters. The moments that break you are often the same moments that build the foundation for your breakthrough. What feels like rejection is often redirection. Life's detours are not meant to destroy your purpose, but to deepen it. When things fall apart, it's not a signal to give up. It's a reminder that something better is being aligned. Preparation often comes disguised as pain. The process of stretching, pruning, and refining can be uncomfortable, but it's what prepares you to handle what's ahead. If everything came easily, you would never develop the strength to sustain it. Setbacks force you to look within, to confront your weaknesses, to refine your focus, and to trust the timing of your journey. They teach patience, humility, and endurance. The qualities success cannot exist without. Every time you rise after falling, you are proving that your spirit is stronger than your struggle. When life seems unfair, remember that the seasons of delay are molding you into someone capable of carrying greater blessings. The rejection that hurt you today might be the very thing that saves you tomorrow. Sometimes you have to be broken to be rebuilt, emptied to be refilled, slowed down to be realigned with your purpose. Setbacks strip away the illusions of control and remind you to lean on faith, not fear. They whisper that the path to greatness is never straight. It bends, twists, and tests. But it always leads you to growth if you keep moving. Every successful person has a chapter of failure they'd rather forget. But those chapters became the foundation of their success story. The setback wasn't the end. It was the beginning of understanding their strength. You cannot appreciate victory without tasting defeat. You cannot value peace until you've walked through chaos. Each time you're delayed, the universe is teaching you to be patient, to prepare, and to trust the unseen work being done on your behalf. The lessons hidden in pain are often the ones that transform your perspective the most. When you begin to view setbacks as preparation, your energy shifts from frustration to faith. You start to see the beauty in the process and realize that what you thought was working against you was actually shaping you into the person capable of handling your destiny. Words hold creative power, and the thoughts you speak each morning have the ability to shape the direction of your entire day. Speaking daily affirmations of power and purpose is not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about declaring truth over your circumstances until your reality aligns with your faith. When you wake up and affirm strength, confidence, and gratitude, you are programming your mind to rise above fear and limitation. Every spoken word sends a message to your subconscious, reminding it who you are and what you are capable of becoming. Affirmations are not magic. They are mental conditioning, a daily discipline that replaces doubt with determination and negativity with vision. When you say, "I am strong," you're not ignoring weakness. You're choosing to speak strength into it. When you say, "I am focused," you are commanding your mind to block out distractions and align with purpose. Words carry energy, and that energy creates momentum. The more consistently you affirm your purpose, the more your actions begin to match your declarations. You start to see opportunities instead of obstacles, possibilities instead of problems. The tongue has the power to build or break, to lift or limit, and each morning offers you a fresh chance to speak life into your goals, your dreams, and your identity. Affirmations remind you that you are not defined by what happened to you, but by what you choose to believe about yourself today. They silence the inner critic that thrives on fear and comparison and awaken the voice of confidence that says, "I was made for more." When you speak words of power, you begin to rewire your mindset, shifting from a posture of survival to one of purpose. You become intentional with your focus, deliberate with your thoughts, and grounded in gratitude. Every morning affirmation becomes a seed of faith planted in your spirit, one that grows stronger through consistency and conviction. Your environment may try to tell you that you're not enough, that success is out of reach, that you should settle where you are, but your affirmations are the resistance to that narrative. They act as spiritual armor, shielding your mind from doubt and reminding you of your divine potential. When you speak life over your purpose, you are aligning your voice with the higher plan written for you. The more you declare your identity, the more confidence and clarity you begin to carry. Speaking affirmations daily is not a routine. It's an act of renewal, a decision to rise above negativity and claim your power with authority. Each time you say, "I am capable, I am chosen, I am ready," you are activating the faith that moves mountains, breaking through mental barriers, and calling forth the version of yourself that was always meant to lead, to shine, and to impact others. True transformation is not born in moments of excitement or bursts of inspiration. It is built in the quiet, repetitive acts of consistency. Motivation can start the journey, but it's consistency that finishes it. Motivation fades when challenges appear. But consistency keeps moving even when the feeling is gone. Every day you show up, even when you don't feel like it. You're training your mind and body to follow through regardless of emotion. Change doesn't happen because you feel inspired. It happens because you stay committed when it's hard, when it's boring, when no one is watching. Consistency is what turns small habits into great results and dreams into visible reality. People often wait to feel ready before they act, but readiness never comes. The secret is to start and stay steady. Each day of discipline compounds, creating invisible progress that eventually becomes unstoppable momentum. Motivation may spark a flame, but consistency is the oxygen that keeps it burning. Every successful person has faced moments when they wanted to quit, but their consistency refused to let them. It's not talent or luck that defines greatness. It's the ability to show up daily, do the work, and trust the process even when progress feels slow. Consistency builds character because it forces you to rely on discipline instead of desire. It teaches patience and resilience, showing you that success is not a single event, but a series of intentional decisions. The gym sessions, the studying, the praying, the small steps that seem insignificant, they all add up over time. Transformation doesn't announce itself. It reveals itself in the results of persistence. The days you think don't matter often become the ones that define your breakthrough. Every repeated action reinforces belief, and every bit of belief fuels the next action. Motivation gives you a reason, but consistency gives you results. When you commit to being consistent, your habits begin to work for you instead of against you. You stop depending on emotional highs and start building a system that carries you through lows. Transformation requires endurance, not excitement. It's the person who stays steady through storms, doubts, and delays that eventually becomes unshakable. Consistency keeps you grounded when distractions try to pull you away from your purpose. It builds trust in yourself, proving that you can depend on your own word. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your integrity and confidence. Over time, this steady effort changes not just your habits, but your identity. You become the person who doesn't quit, who doesn't wait for motivation, who simply does the work. That's when transformation becomes permanent. When consistency replaces emotion and discipline becomes your new normal. Every morning presents a choice to either feed faith or fuel fear. The thoughts you entertain at the start of your day set the tone for everything that follows. Faith and fear both ask you to believe in something that hasn't happened yet, but only faith leads to peace, strength, and clarity. When you feed faith every morning, you are choosing to trust in possibilities rather than problems, to focus on what can go right instead of what might go wrong. Fear thrives on uncertainty, whispering worst-case scenarios that paralyze your progress. But faith speaks hope into your spirit and reminds you that no situation is too hard to overcome. The moment you wake up, your mind becomes fertile ground. What you plant in it will grow throughout the day. Feeding faith begins with awareness. It's about catching fearful thoughts before they multiply and replacing them with words of truth, gratitude, and confidence. When you start your day with prayer, reflection, or affirmations, you are programming your spirit to rise above negativity. Faith gives you the courage to step into the unknown, while fear convinces you to stay where it's safe. The two cannot grow together. Whichever one you feed more will dominate your mindset. Every morning, you have to make the conscious decision to speak life into your situation. Even if your circumstances haven't changed yet, faith doesn't deny reality, it redefines how you respond to it. When you feed faith, you begin to see opportunities and challenges and lessons in delays. You realize that what looks like a setback might be the setup for something greater. Fear says, you can't handle it, but faith answers, with time and trust, I will. Starting your day from a place of faith shifts your energy from anxiety to assurance. It allows you to face responsibilities, relationships, and uncertainties with calm strength. Fear drains your energy before the battle even begins, but faith fuels endurance to keep going. It strengthens your focus, builds inner peace, and keeps your heart aligned with hope. Every morning ritual becomes a seed of faith. The words you speak, the gratitude you express, the prayers you whisper, these small acts feed your spirit with resilience and confidence. Feeding faith is not a one, time, act, but a daily discipline, a choice to silence the noise of doubt and listen to the voice of truth. When your mornings begin with faith, your perspective begins to shift and your circumstances start to align with your belief. Fear may still knock, but faith answers louder. You start walking with assurance, speaking with conviction, and acting with purpose. Each sunrise becomes a reminder that you are not alone, that strength is renewed every morning, and that peace belongs to those who choose faith over fear. Clarity is not something you wait for. It's something you create through consistent action. Each step you take, no matter how small, begins to reveal more of the path ahead. Destiny doesn't unfold all at once. It's built moment by moment, decision by decision, action by action. Many people wait for perfect understanding before they begin, but clarity rarely comes before movement. It grows as you take steps in faith, learning, adjusting, and evolving along the way. Daily action becomes the compass that turns confusion into direction and hesitation into confidence. The more you act, the more you understand who you are, what you're capable of, and what you're meant to do. Every day is a blank page of your destiny, and your actions are the words that fill it. You don't need to see the whole story. You only need to take the next step. When you act with intention, even in uncertainty, you send a signal to the universe that you're ready for more. Procrastination clouds your vision, but momentum clears it. Action reveals what thinking alone never can. You can plan, dream, and visualize all you want, but it's the doing that shapes destiny. When you move, opportunities begin to appear, resources align, and doors open that would have remained closed if you had stayed still. Daily action also builds clarity of purpose. It's in the repetition of effort that you begin to see what truly matters and what doesn't. Each day of showing up, learning, and trying again filters distractions and strengthens focus. You begin to notice patterns, what energizes you, what drains you, what brings fulfillment, what feels forced. That awareness becomes the foundation of clarity. Destiny is not something that happens to you. It's something that unfolds through you. Every choice, every effort, every consistent act of faith molds your character and prepares you for greater responsibility. Action brings revelation. When you take consistent steps toward your goals, you gather information about your strengths, weaknesses, and calling. You start to see how your experiences connect, how your skills evolve, and how your vision refines itself. Without action, even the clearest dream remains distant and undefined. With action, even the vaguest dream starts to take shape. Clarity grows in motion, not in meditation alone. It's through the daily discipline of doing that your destiny begins to solidify. The small, unseen acts, the early mornings, the disciplined habits, the persistence in silence, are the bricks that build the life you're meant to live. Daily action is the language of purpose. It speaks louder than intention, stronger than emotion, and clearer than doubt. Each day you act, you strengthen your vision and align yourself with your destiny. You begin to see that success is not built in a single leap, but in steady, faithful steps taken every day with conviction, courage, and consistency. Every dream, every breakthrough, and every transformation begins with a single decision. The decision to rise, to believe, and to act even when it's hard. Life doesn't reward hesitation, it honors persistence. Each moment of discipline, every act of faith, every affirmation of purpose builds the foundation of a stronger, wiser, and more focused version of you. Setbacks don't define your story, they refine your strength. The path to greatness isn't found in bursts of motivation, but in daily commitment to your growth, your vision, and your calling. When you choose discipline over doubt, you silence the voices that say it can't be done. When you choose focus over fear, you step into a realm of clarity where your purpose becomes undeniable. Every day you speak life into your goals, you remind yourself that you are capable of more than the world expects. Transformation doesn't arrive overnight. It's born through consistency, faith, and action. The more you act with intention, the more your destiny begins to unfold before you. Feed your faith every morning until fear no longer has a place in your heart. Speak words that not break. Move with purpose, even when progress feels invisible. Every step, every effort, every prayer is preparing you for what's next. You are not waiting for your breakthrough. You are walking toward it. Clarity will come, strength will grow, and destiny will align because you refuse to give up. keep showing up, keep believing, and keep moving forward. For the best chapters of your life are still being written through the power of your daily actions.